Today we are talking about spiritual alchemy and what does it mean? Basically, to cover ever so quickly, in case you missed the beginning, I'm kind of just setting out the roadmap, helping to create a visual of what it looks like to raise our consciousness to and to tune in to our higher consciousness. Before the break, we talked about the five layers of the human energy body, and now I'm going to move a little bit of a different way to give you a secondary map, and I'm just going to cover the chakras ever so quickly because, quite honestly, the way I do it, I do incorporate a little bit of both, and what I mean by that is that I kind of give attention to my chakras while I'm expanding through the layers of the energy body to see that those particular energies are awake, that they're moving, that there's energy flowing through them. Um, Many times I can tell that it's working, quote unquote, when I feel my third eye beginning to buzz, and that's almost like the tell for me. I feel a pressure between in my forehead, between my eyes, or on my brow, in the center of my brow. So a lot of people don't really, we talk about the chakras a lot, and we never really have delved too much into them here. But I'm probably not going to delve too much in now. But let's go ahead and let's go through them in case you don't know what they are. These are energy centers. Again, another roadmap. These are energy centers within our body, and these have this map, for lack of a better term, has been used for thousands of years. What, 3,000 years perhaps? Um, when we have blocked energy in our chakras, we feel the imbalance. We can feel emotional imbalance. We can feel illness. So many times when I'm working on physical healing, for we sense and scan the chakras to see that they're not locked up. We have to look at the body as how should we say, a filter of energy, for lack of a better term. Imagine, if you will, thousands of little channels. They're called meridians, thousands of meridians, almost like your nervous system or your vein system or your artery system. But these are a transdimensional etheric uh, channels of energy that move through our body. Now, when they get blocked, that is when we begin to feel ill. That's when we begin to feel sad, etc., etc., etc. There is an imbalance to the energy. Dis-ease is exactly that. It's a dis-ease of energy moving through our body. Now, you can imagine the chakra system going down the center of our body. Think of it as the spine of this meridian system, and it's where where these energy centers basically live. It's the core of, beginning with our root chakra. Our root chakra is the foundation. The root chakra is at the base of your spine. You can imagine it at the spine, your tailbone area. The color is red. They all have a color. So it's great to use color when you're visualizing. This particular chakra is our foundation. It is our groundedness. It is us feeling our feet on the ground, sitting in the chair, touching the chair. It is our base. When it comes to emotions, it deals with survival issues. It deals with our financial, independence or dependence. It deals with money. It deals with food. It deals with eating. It deals with excrement. It's just the base human issues, so to speak. As we move up, we move into what is called the sacral chakra, and this color is the color associated is orange. It's about it's in our lower abdomen, probably nearer our groin area. It's about 2 inches below the navel. But remember, it's also inside of us, so it's kind of like 2 inches inside from the outer flesh. This is our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. This deals with emotional issues like a sense of abundance, a sense of well being. Of course, it deals with sexuality and with pleasure and, human human sensuality, for that matter, reproduction, all of these human issues are kind of living all there. And when we talk about something being blocked, if we are, I'm going to give you a mini example here. Is if we're lacking abundance in our life, if we're lacking sexuality if we're, in our life, we might want to look into that particular chakra and feel: is the energy flowing? Is it empowered? Is it open? Is it allowing to move freely? Is that energy moving freely, or is it being stifled for some reason, whether it be emotional, physical, etc., etc.? Now let's go ahead and move on up a little bit. We're going to move up to our upper abdomen, just above the, probably about an inch or two above the belly button. And this is our solar plexus chakra. This The color associated with the solar plexus is yellow. I always visualize the sun. A lot of the meditation and energy work that I do and I teach usually starts off with visualizing a sun or an orb of light in that sacral, in the solar plexus area. This is our ability to be confident. This is our ability to sense or have a sense of control in our lives. So when we're feeling out of control, when we're feeling our life is spinning out of control, there's a chance that this chakra may start locking up. And if that locks up, of course, we have imbalance, and especially mental imbalance. This has to deal This particular chakra deals with our self worth. It deals with our self confidence, our self esteem, very much so in the way that we feel that, we are creating our lives, that we are the creator of our lives. And it's still, though, within the realm of the material, slightly moving now into the spiritual, because as we move up now, we move up into the heart area. The heart area is at the center of our chest, of course. uh, the color associated with the heart chakra is green. This is where our spirit is born. When people talk about being born again, when people talk about figures like Buddha with Jesus and whatnot, for me, this is where they lived from. They lived from their heart. When we're talking about living a heart centered life, we're talking about the heart chakra area. This is our ability to love. This is our ability to have compassion, our ability to have empathy. We stop looking and only thinking about ourselves. We begin to look outward and caring for the good of all people around us. This deals with love. It deals with joy. It deals with our inner peace. And again, I always say this is about the beginning of our spiritual awakening. Because as we move up, we're moving into the throat chakra. There's a little energy center in our throat. The color associated with it is blue, and it deals with our ability to communicate. Now, a lot of people get this confused because when I say as we move up through the heart, we're moving up into the throat. We're in the realm of spirit now. So our ability to communicate truth, the truth of who we are, authenticity. It is our ability to be not aggressive and not passive, but to be assertive, to be to be able to communicate and express who we are, self-expression, self-authenticity, honesty about how we feel, honesty about what we feel is truth within our lives, what is our expression of that truth. So that is where we start feeling that sense and we start connecting with the authentic self. This again, it deals with communication, expression, feelings, and the truth. As we move upward, and this is my favorite one, as I mentioned earlier, we're moving upward up now to the the third eye chakra. The color associated with the third eye chakra is indigo. It's between, as you notice by now, we're doing the whole rainbow thing. Roy G. Biv, it's between blue and violet. So it's indigo. It's a little blue. It's a little purpley. For me, this represents our ability to transcend the perceivable reality. It gives us the ability to focus within and also to focus outside of ourselves in the bigger picture, to be able to see the bigger picture, to be able to perceive, understand, acknowledge, know that there is a bigger picture out there. It is the beginning of that oneness, the beginning of that understanding that we are all one, we are all connected to each other. We're one human family, we are one spiritual family. Um, as well, this particular chakra, when it is active, when it's not blocked, it helps us with our psychic ability. This is where our intuition lives, the energy of the intuition, for lack of a better term, our inner wisdom, our ability to think clearly with discernment, with clarity, our ability to make the right decision, not react, but be proactive. So whenever we have issues with any of these, it's a good idea to kind of look and sense our third eye, see if the energy there is awake, is it spinning? We always say it's. We talk a lot about spinning the chakra. It seems to be like the common way to visualize the energy of of any particular chakra moving. Now, I will say this: there is a footnote when it comes to the third eye. Many times, it is believed to live within the pineal gland. I'm sure you've seen the Facebook posts of how they cut the brain in half, and it looks like the Eye of Horus. And um, this is where um, our pineal gland is. Well, our pineal gland is where the chakra supposedly lives. The pineal gland is associated with creating DMT within the human body. Now, another footnote would be that it has been found that fluoride calcifies the pineal gland. So, too much fluoride and other heavy metals will dumb down the pineal gland, for lack of a better term. But it is something to think about, and I would highly recommend we research what we can. I actually do have a video that is very helpful on how to decalcify and how to vibrate your third eye, your pineal gland, on my YouTube channel. If you want to check it out, it's probably one of my most popular videos, and I help you to go within and actually begin to vibrate your own pineal gland and your third eye. But it's a really good exercise if you're interested in that type of work. As we're moving up, talking about the chakras, and I'm going to stop at seven. Now there is others. There are extended chakras, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, or some believe there are up to 15 that live above the head. But we're going to deal with the human body form energies. And the last one, but not least, is the crown chakra. The crown chakra is associated with the color violet. The best way to think of the crown chakra, for me, the way that I see it, is I think of that, the soft spot on the baby's head. They always say, "Oh, watch out for the baby's soft spot," or think about how many not just Judaism, but several religions put caps on the top of their head. That's where it's considered, or the myth is that that is where spirit enters. That is our highest chakra. It represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually. You'll notice that a lot of the energy work that I do, these meditations that I do with you guys, the ones I have on YouTube and on my website, a lot of them have to do with visualizing that light either coming down into the top of your head or going up out of the top of your head. And that kind of is where we make that connection with our higher self, our source, etc., source consciousness. That's also the place where we have the ability to, again, connect with our guides, connect with our higher self, connect with source consciousness, connect with otherworldly beings, if that's what you want to do, communicate and channel. As far as the issues that are associated with it really is concerned with inner and outer beauty, the true beauty of who we are, the true beauty of humanity, the true beauty of spirit, the divine beauty within us and outside of us. It is our connection to spirituality. It is that true bliss, that true aha moment or aha moment ongoing. that place of the place of being in awe of everything, of every feeling, of every thought, of every emotion, of everything we see, feel, touch, observe, the ability to observe our thoughts and just being in awe of the process of having thoughts. It is the highest level of consciousness within the physical form, energetically speaking. So those are the seven chakras, and I've only got about 10 more minutes. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to finish up here, but I hope I can get through at least to finish this map that I'm talking about. So moving on, we've got the chakras, we have the five energy bodies that we talked about, the five layers of the human energy body. So, what is this inner alchemy? What is this transcending the lead of spirit into the golden spirit, for lack of a better transmuting, I should say, transmuting the lead into the gold? Having the ability to ground ourselves is where I start. I ground myself. I feel my physical body. I sense my physical body. I allow it to relax. I feel my energy bodies expanding. In other words, it's just in your mind's eye. And when I'm saying visualize, that's what I mean. I mean, in your mind's eye, just bring attention to it. By bringing attention to something is visualizing. So just bring attention to your body. Scan your body from the top of your head down to your feet. You know, scan your fingers, your wrists, and everything. Just have attention of it. Have attention of your etheric body, of your emotional body. Give attention to your mind body, to your spiritual body, and then give attention to your chakras. Are they all, you know, go down the list, starting at the root, going up, I should say, up the list. Give attention. How do those areas feel? And then as we give attention moving upward, allowing that connection, and this is exactly what I'm talking about, allowing that connection to connect with the higher chakras, with the higher self, and letting that energy of the universe to come down the top of the head and to just sit, to just listen, to just observe. Again, giving attention to all these creates that awareness of the observer. When you become the observer, suddenly you are now perceiving through your higher self, whether, and it's that simple. It is that simple. Becoming the observer, not participating in the ache, the pain, the mood swing, the I'm angry, the oh my God, my head's spinning, I'm so too many thoughts going through my head, I have to do this, I have to do this. When we can transcend and move into that state of the observer, are connecting to the higher self. The higher self then has the ability to speak with your power animals, your totems, your ancestors, your your spirit guides, etc. And not only that, the most important thing that I find about this type of work is the nourishment from God, Goddess itself, Source itself, universal life force energy itself, coming down, entering your body, filling your chakras, unblocking your chakras, filling your physical body, filling your five energy bodies, all the layers, nourishing it, healing it, allowing that balance of energy to move through again. That to me is the ultimate healing. You know, when I say I'm doing Reiki meditation, that's what I mean. I'm allowing this energy, I'm raising my consciousness up to the point where I'm connecting with source consciousness and allowing universal life force energy to enter into my all of my bodies, not just my head, not just my belly, not just my feet, my physical body, my emotional body, and all the other bodies expanding outward. So, to break it down a little bit, what I usually say is feeling is the key. It's not about thinking it. Again, giving attention to something is visualizing. When we're giving our attention to something, we begin to feel it. So, what happens when you give attention to your feet? You feel your feet, right? You feel if they're sore, you feel if they're relaxed. What happens when you bring attention to your chest? It either feels loose, it feels tight, it makes you want to breathe. Same thing goes with these energy bodies. So when we give attention to something, you're going to feel it. Feeling is the key. So ground yourself, bring attention to all the parts of your body, and awaken to the energies. Notice, bring attention to the energy moving through your body, even if it's through bringing attention to how your blood is flowing through your veins, even if it's bringing attention to how the oxygen is filling your lungs. Bring attention to the energies, awaken these energies. And as you awaken these energies, you begin to move up the body, so to speak, or move up and outward. Allow yourself to awaken your higher self, acknowledge the observer, acknowledge the higher self. You can connect with source this way. You can connect with your higher self, your guides, etc., etc. You can use meditation. You can use yoga. You can use walking meditation. You can lie down and put yourself into a trance, whatever it is. It's just a matter of altering our state of consciousness in order for us to bring attention to etheric and energetic bodies, ideas, and awareness. How does it feel? How does it feel to be connected? For me, it is very relaxing. It's very rejuvenating. When I finish an exercise, when I'm doing a Reiki meditation or even a channeling session, or this radio show for that matter, anytime I have that connection, when I have that energy moving through my body, when I'm done, it is just absolutely amazing. It feels like I just had a nap. I feel very rejuvenated. Sometimes I feel hungry because a lot of energy was used. But there are many benefits. It'll be different for many people, the way that you experience it. But just remember what I'm saying as far as visualization. It's about giving attention to. When you give attention, you're going to visualize it, you're going to feel it. And that is the key to understanding the subtle energy bodies. All this energy we talk about, it's very subtle. This isn't Charm, this isn't Merlin, the series. These energy bodies are not going to smack you in the, well, sometimes they will, but they're very subtle. And you have to learn that language, you have to learn that dance to be able to feel them, to acknowledge them, to move them through your body. There's a certain dance, there's a certain language, and it's very subtle. And we each have our own. But I hope that by saying, you know, visualize, give attention.